Hello and welcome. You're watching the Monday edition of This Is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, an Indian citizen stranded in a foreign country, fighting a war which was never his. We brought you the story of Binil Babu and the fact how the government has actually failed them. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we also speak to Jane Kurian, the other Indian who's now stranded in Russia. All this and much more on this edition of This Is Exclusive. But first, let's take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Countless youth trapped in Russia. Focus now on the human trafficking nexus, bringing to you the clincher super exclusive from Russia on this episode of This Is Exclusive. National outrage over Kolkata court granting life imprisonment to Abhaya's rapist Sanjay Roy. Protest outside Sialda court. Abhaya's family breaks down after Abhaya's rapist gets away with life imprisonment, not capital punishment. Countdown to Trump 2.0, Donald Trump to take oath as the 47th United States President later today. All eyes for the big coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, we brought you the heart-wrenching story of Binil Babu, a resident of Thrissur in Kerala. On the lookout for a job, gets duped and is asked to fight a war which was never meant for him. Binil Babu is among the many Indians who are now stuck in Russia, fighting a war for Russia in Ukraine. Unfortunately, Binil Babu lost his life. Multiple pleas were made by Binil Babu's family members to the Ministry of External Affairs as well as the Russian authorities, but all of them felt on deaf ears. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you the story of Jane Kurian, a relative of Binil Babu and also another person who's stuck in Russia. In fact, after a detailed investigation, Republic TV has been able to get in touch with Jane Kurian, who's currently stuck in Russia, and he speaks to us from the hospital bed in Russia. Remember, despite raising this, we're given to understand that not much help has actually flowed in from the Ministry of External Affairs. These questions were also asked to the Ministry of External Affairs in their weekly press briefing, but they say that they are actually in touch with the families as well as the authorities. But we have tracked down the family members in Kerala, at least 6 families that we have spoken to, starting with Jane Kurian himself, who spoke to my colleague Ashwin while he was stuck in Russia, pleading once again, hoping that the government will finally intervene and will urge the Russian authorities to release him as soon as possible. Listen in to what Jane Kurian had to say.
So how are you, Jane? Surgery is over. Oh, okay. Somebody is there with you. Aryan undo? Kude? Jane, embassy ആരെങ്കിലും വരുന്നുണ്ടോ? വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ? What is it? What is it? You were able to meet the embassy, people from the embassy? Okay. Okay, so this is the information that we are getting right now. Jane is with me on the WhatsApp conversation. He's saying that embassy officials are trying to contact him. They are in touch with him through video, but physical contact has not been possible. Jane, what is embassy officials saying? Airlift time frame how are you, Jane? Surgery is over. Oh, okay. Somebody is there with you. Are you undo? Who there? Jane, embassy ആരെങ്കിലും വരുന്നുണ്ടോ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ what is it you were able to meet the embassy people from the embassy okay. Okay, so this is the information that we are getting right now. Jane is with me on the WhatsApp conversation. He's saying that embassy officials are trying to contact him. They are in touch with him through video, but physical contact has not been possible. Jane, what is embassy officials saying? Airlift time frame
So how exactly did Jane Korean, Binil Babu all land up in Russia? There were lucrative offers actually being made, lifetime pension being told, all of this in the guise of a job in Russia. That's how they were essentially lured. But at the heart of all of this is what is being now told as a human trafficking angle that is essentially emerged. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now take you through the details emerging. We've now accessed documents. These are documents written in Russian, where they're largely talking about what was supposed to be given to them in terms of promises of lifetime pensions, lucrative benefits, other incentives, all of them made to lure them in, only to trap them in a nightmare they never signed up for. Now, here, if you take a look at these details of the documents that we're going to put up on the air right now on air, it's the stamp of the Russian Defense Ministry. In fact, you have how these young men were duped, sent to the war front under the guise of fake promises. Now, these aren't just simple papers, ladies and gentlemen, but they essentially tell you the story of betrayal and the deceit. They were made several such promises. And there is a human trafficking angle which is now being probed by the National Investigation Agency as well as the Kerala Police. First to you, Ashwin, with regards to how it all started. What were they promised and how did things all change when they landed up in Moscow?
Well, Shravan, between April 2nd and April 6th, 6 Keralites had landed in Russia. Most of them from Thrissur district in Kerala, which included Binil, which included Jane and other people as well. Essentially, when we met them, Shravan, all of them had pretty much the same template. First, they were told that they will either be taken to Poland. And when they paid the money, they said Poland is not possible. They will be sent to Russia. But do not worry, you will be working as cooks, you will be working as electricians. This was the ploy that was told to everybody. Then followed by which, Shravan, money was already taken. And then these people who are from the poor background did not have any other option but to listen to the agent. In fact, one of these people who went over there, we spoke to the family members. Even the family members were telling these agents were so convincing, they even came home to convince the entire family that this entire operation will be safe. They'll be having a safe job. 2,50,000 rupees per month will be paid to them. That was the promise given. And all they had to do was sign up. These guys signed up, but as soon as they reached Russia, things turned an ugly manner in which soldiers came, they picked him up, and for 20 days they were put in an intense military training. And these men told the Republic that they were ready to go to a 20 days training thinking that that will fetch them a job. But that was not the case. The 20 days training was so intense. Imagine walking 18 kilometers every day, carrying 40 kilos of weight, then working in the tank, using RPGs, grenades and pistols and other AK-74 and other weapons. All these trainings were given. But these Indians realized that it is a big a trap. Once they came to know, even after 20 days, they continued their training. That's when they raised the alarm. And this training, against their will, went on for 3.5 months, Shavan. 3.5 months they had gone through this torture. They were put in the front lines. And unfortunately for Binal and for Jane, they were sent to a much more dangerous places. And that is where they were not able to come back. And this is the story that all of the people who had gone, the 6 families that Republic met, told us while we were speaking to them. Shaban.
Well, in fact, my colleague Ashwin travelled to Thrissur. This is the place from where these boys have come from. In fact, family members have made multiple pleas before the government, hoping that there would be some sort of a resolution. Listen in to what Binal Babu's family members had to tell my colleague Ashwin when he met them just a few days ago.
നമ്മളോട് ഇങ്ങനെ ഇവിടുന്ന് പോകുമ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നത് നമ്മൾ ഇവനെ സിബി ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടിരുന്നത്. അവനാണ് പൈസയൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു മേടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പോയത്. പിന്നെ അറിയുന്നത് ഇതിൽ 2-3 പേരുണ്ടെന്ന്. അതിപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവർ പറയും ഇതായിട്ട് ബന്ധമില്ല, ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ബന്ധമില്ല, സിബിയിൽ ഞങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയണത് നമ്മൾ ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ. പിന്നെ അവിടെ ചെന്നിട്ടൊക്കെ നമുക്കിങ്ങനെ ഈ സന്ദീപ് തോമസിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ടിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ 2-3 പ്രാവശ്യം നമുക്ക് ഗൂഗിൾ പേ ചെയ്ത് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. എന്താ അതിൽ സത്യാവസ്ഥ എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും തെളിയിക്കണം. എൻ്റെ ചേട്ടായിനെ എനിക്ക് നഷ്ടമായിക്കണം. എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും തിരിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുവരണം. ഇവിടുന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവ ഒരാളുണ്ടെന്നുള്ള വിശ്വാസത്തിലാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങോട്ട് വിട്ടത്. അവൻ ഞങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞ് ഞങ്ങളെ ചതിച്ചു. ഞങ്ങളതിനെ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ്, അവനവിടെയുള്ള വിശ്വാസത്തിലാണ് അളിയനും കൂടി ഒരുമിച്ച് പോയത്. ഇപ്പൊ എന്റെ ആങ്ങളെ നരകത്തി തന്നെയാണ് അവിടെ നടന്നിട്ട് എന്റെ ജീവൻ എടുത്തോട്ട് പോവുകയും ചെയ്തു. എന്റെ ചേട്ടനെ കൊണ്ടുപോയി കൊന്നു.
Well, after speaking to Binal Babu's wife, my colleague Ashwin then travelled to meet Rinil, who's actually worked with Binal Babu. He tells us how exactly were they duped by these very agents. Listen in to Rinil, who's worked with Binal Babu, and talking about the last few moments with Binal Babu. Listen.
और मैं अप्रैल 6 तारीख को इधर से मॉस्को गया. मॉस्को से सीधे वो 2 आदमी उधर आया था एजेंट का. उधर से सीधा टुलान नाम पर एक कैंप में डाल दिया. उधर 1 महीने उधर छोटा ट्रेनिंग दिया. इसके बाद में हम लोगों को रिस्टो ऐसा जगह में लेके गया. वो उधर पहुंचने टाइम हमारा सिम कार्ड पूरा वो कमांडर ले लिया. उधर से हमको बंदूक दिया. वो पूरा टैंक में बैठना पड़ेगा. टैंक का ट्रेनिंग.
आप बोल रहे हैं कि रोस्टोव में आके आपको एक मिलिट्री ट्रेनिंग दे रहा था. तो उस टाइम में आपको किसी से कांटेक्ट करने के कुछ फैसिलिटी नहीं था क्या?
कुछ मोबाइल नहीं है ना, सिम कार्ड नहीं है, कुछ फैसिलिटी नहीं था. उस समय हमको मालूम पड़ गया. वो हम कुछ प्रॉब्लम में आ गया. 4 बजे उठते हैं. 5 बजे में वो बंदूक देगा. उसके बाद में वो उधर थोड़ा खाना देगा और सीधा शूटिंग के लिए और टैंक में डालेगा और आरपीजी देगा, मिशन गन देगा. पूरा ट्रेनिंग मतलब एकदम मुश्किल ट्रेनिंग था.
Who's responsible for the death of Binal Babu? On 16th of December, when he sent that video to his family members, appealing to the government as well as to the Russian authorities, asking them to ensure that he is freed and he can go back home. The question here is, how exactly is this human trafficking nexus really operating in the state of Kerala? And just like Binal Babu, several others are now still stuck in Russia. How it all started And now the gaze is on these very agents operating in the state of Kerala. While some of them have been taken into custody, the reality is this, that Indians are still suffering. They do not know why they have been taken to Russia in the first place, and secondly, how exactly can they really come out of it? Take a look at this detailed investigative report which puts the spotlight on the biggest nexus that has now been uncovered.
The tragic death of Binil Babu has shook the nation's conscience. However, Binil's story is not an isolated one. On your screens is a picture of Binil with some more youth workers who were duped and sent to Russia. Imagine, young boys looking to do something for their families but sent to the war front instead.
പറ്റിച്ചിട്ടാണ് കൊണ്ടുപോയത്. അത് അവിടെ ചെന്നതിന് ശേഷമാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ അറിയുന്നത്. അവൻ പോപ്പുലർ വർക്ക്ഷോപ്പിൽ മെക്കാനിക്കായിരുന്നു എറണാകുളത്ത്. പോണതിന് ഒരു മാസം മുമ്പ് അവിടുത്തെ ജോലി റിസൈൻ ചെയ്തു. ഇവന് പൈസയും കൊടുത്തു, അവിടുത്തെ ജോലിയും പോയി. അപ്പൊ എന്റെ മകൻ പറഞ്ഞു, എന്റെ പണിയും പോയി പൈസയും പോയി, ഞാൻ എന്തായാലും ഇതിലേക്ക് പോവാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് ഇതിലേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങി തിരിച്ചത്.
എടുത്ത് ചാടി ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല ആൾക്ക്. അത്രയ്ക്കും ഭയങ്കര പാവാണ്. അവരെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അമ്പലവാസി, ഫുള്ള് അമ്പലവാസിയാണ്. എപ്പോഴും അമ്പലത്തിൽ പോയി വിളക്ക് വയ്ക്കുക, അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു മനുഷ്യനാണ്. ആൾക്ക് ഇതിലേക്ക് എടുത്തു ചാടാൻ പറ്റുന്ന എനിക്ക് തോന്നണില്ല, കുടുക്കിയതാണ്.
मैं अप्रैल 6 तारीख को इधर से मॉस्को गया. मॉस्को से सीधे वो 2 आदमी उधर आया था एजेंट का. उधर से सीधा टुलान नाम पर एक कैंप में डाल दिया. उधर 1 महीने उधर छोटा छोटा ट्रेनिंग दिया. उस समय हमको मालूम पड़ गया वो हम कुछ प्रॉब्लम में आ गया. वो कमांडर जो सुबह बोलेगा 5 बजे उठने, 5 बजे 4 बजे उठते हैं, 5 बजे में वो बंदूक देगा. उसके बाद में वो उधर थोड़ा खाना देगा और सीधा शूटिंग के लिए और टैंक में डालेगा और आरपीजी देगा, मिशन गन देगा. पूरा ट्रेनिंग मतलब एकदम मुश्किल ट्रेनिंग था.
Binil's parents continue to remain in the same situation.
ഞങ്ങൾ അവിടെ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ പോണില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ചെന്നിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ആള് പറഞ്ഞത്, നിങ്ങൾ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് പേടിക്കണം, അതിൻ്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല, നിങ്ങളൊരു ക്യാൻറ്റീനിലെ കുക്കായിട്ടാണ് പോകുന്നത്, സർട്ടിഫൈഡ് കുക്കായിട്ടാണ്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, അതുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പേടിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല, കുക്കായിട്ട് പോണു, ഒരു 20 ദിവസത്തെ ഒരു ട്രെയിനിങ് ഉണ്ട്, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ജോലിയാണ്, വേറെ യുദ്ധത്തിനോ കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കോ ഒന്നും പോവണ്ടെന്നാണ് ഞങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്.
നമ്മളോട് ഇങ്ങനെ ഇവിടുന്ന് പോകുമ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നത്, നമ്മൾ ഇവനെ സിബി ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടിരുന്നത്, അവനാണ് പൈസയൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞു മേടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് പോയത്. പിന്നെ അറിയണത് ഇതിൽ 2-3 പേരുണ്ടെന്ന്. അതിപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവർ പറയും ഇതായിട്ട് ബന്ധമില്ല, ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ബന്ധമില്ല, സിബിയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ സഹായിക്കുന്നോ എന്നുള്ളൂ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയണത് നമ്മൾ ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ. പിന്നെ അവിടെ ചെന്നിട്ടൊക്കെ നമുക്കിങ്ങനെ ഈ സന്ദീപ് തോമസിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ടിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ 2-3 പ്രാവശ്യം നമുക്ക് ഗൂഗിൾ പേ ചെയ്ത് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. എന്താ അതിൽ സത്യാവസ്ഥ എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും തെളിയിക്കണം. എൻ്റെ ചേട്ടായിനെ എനിക്ക് നഷ്ടമായിക്കണം, എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും തിരിച്ചു കൊണ്ടുവരണം. ഇവിടുന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവ ഒരാളുണ്ടെന്നുള്ള വിശ്വാസത്തിലാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങോട്ട് വിട്ടത്. അവൻ ഞങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞ് ഞങ്ങളെ ചതിച്ചു. ഞങ്ങളതിനെ അവ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ്, അവൻ അവിടെയുള്ള വിശ്വാസത്തിലാണ് അളിയനും കൂടി ഒരുമിച്ച് പോയത്.
3 individuals have been arrested for running an alleged human trafficking nexus. Sandeep Thomas, Sumesh Anthony and Sibi, all natives of Thrissur, were arrested for allegedly recruiting youths to Russia with promises of high-paying jobs, but instead trafficked them into military service. The accused have been charged under the Immigration Act, human trafficking and cheating. In a big super exclusive from Russia, Republic spoke to Jain, Binil's relative who was duped and sent to the war front in a similar way.
Jain, embassy ആരെങ്കിലും വരുന്നുണ്ടോ, വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ? What is it? You were able to meet the embassy, people from the embassy? Okay. Okay, so this is the information that we're getting. Right now, Jane is with me on the WhatsApp conversation. He's saying that embassy officials are trying to contact him. They are in touch with him through video, but physical contact has not been possible.
Binil was not the first, but surely not the last. There runs a deep, big trafficking nexus, and countless Binils are waiting to be rescued.
These are the latest images now coming in from Kolkata, where rapist who has now been convicted by the court in Kolkata being taken out from the jail. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, there's a massive national outrage over the verdict that was delivered earlier in the day from the Sialda court. Remember, he has been convicted. Life imprisonment has been handed out, but no capital punishment. In fact, the judge of the Sialda court basically calling it not a case which is rarest of rare, and that is the reason why capital punishment has not been meted out. And that has led to massive protests taking place on the streets of Kolkata and also in other parts of the country. There's national outrage over whether at all there has been a complete mockery of justice. What you see right now on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, rapist Sanjay Roy being taken out. We'll try and
Sanjay Roy has been going in that very second jeep. The police has, the entire force has been deployed till this mode of Kolkata, the central area of Kolkata, where the second white jeep covered in black and greens have just moved along with 10 convoys. That is the latest that we just saw. Sanjay Roy to be taken out of the Sialda court till the presidency jail now, after his punishment has been pronounced today in the Sialda court.
Which is now coming in from Sialda. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the images now coming in from outside Sialda court, where rapist Sanjay Roy has now been taken to the jail. This comes at a time where earlier in the day there was a verdict that was delivered by the Sialda court, handing out life imprisonment to Sanjay Roy and not delivering capital punishment on the ground that this is not the rarest of rare cases, resulting in a situation where there has been massive protests taking place in various parts of the city. Well, these are the latest images now coming in from Washington, D.C., where you have President-elect Donald Trump now reaching the White House. Remember, the inauguration ceremony is expected to begin in a short while from now. 8:30 India time is when the inauguration ceremony will begin. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the first images after Donald Trump landed in Washington, D.C. Remember that also in the victory rally, Donald Trump once again sending across a message, make America great. That's the message that he's sent across. Well, I beg your pardon. I believe the information coming in was incorrect. That was Donald Trump not at the White House, but these are the latest images now coming in of a prayer service that the President-elect Donald Trump would be attending in a short while from now.